I'm Damon from Joie. I'm going to run through one of our new products to the range, so the Joie Verso car seat. What this is now is an enhanced extended rear facing product, so it's taking away the temptation to forward face the child too early. You'll see with all of its markings and indicators, we can utilise the harness system here in the groups 0 plus and 1 groups. So from birth to 18 kilograms. So that's from basically birth to 4 years. We can keep the child rearwards facing all the way through. We do, while we're using it rearwards facing, have the ability to select and choose between 2 reclined positions. So we have got an upright position and a reclined position. Now, when we go forwards facing, we then start to use it as a high back booster seat. So we'll hide the harness away and utilise the vehicle seat belt, and we then have selections between 4 different positions, so we can use it in a nice reclined position as well as through to the upright. So we do have a huge degree of variations, and I'll show you how to use it. So rearwards facing, the installation is exactly the same whether we've got it in the more reclined or upright position. So if I turn this to the side, you can come in and start to see a little bit more as to how we're using this product. So as we first place it into the vehicle, ensure that we have the A-lock strap up at the top and accessible. Then want to press the A-lock release button and extend the harness, so pulling below the pads forwards and downwards to get a little bit of length. As we open the harness up, we don't have to fully remove the insert if we're using it for the younger years. We can just turn this around on the crutch pad to get that out of the way to allow us access for where the vehicle seatbelt goes. Make sure the harness is sitting down and out of the way there. Then as we pull the vehicle seatbelt, if we take it up to the roof of the vehicle, it gives us a good length and allows us to feed the seatbelt straight on through the seat, following the blue belt path, as you can see here, taking it down into the vehicle buckle. Diagonal seatbelt then will follow round the back of the seat. As we come around the seat itself, you'll see again we have enhanced indicators showing and illustrating where the diagonal seatbelt will follow and path. Once we've located the belt in the correct position, in which you can see here, we're going through the lower belt path, coming up through the belt lock-off device. Now before we lock and engage the seatbelt in here, we need to ensure we've got it nice and tight. One of the tips to get the seat nice and tight is sometimes just applying a bit of weight to the product as we're actually installing it. So in the vehicle, start off by pulling on the lap belt section, the other side of the buckle there. Get some weight onto the seat so we can just lean on it, feed the belt through the buckle and transfer that slack then all the way around, ensuring it's stayed in where the belt path where it needs, and lock the diagonal seat belt off. So once we've locked the diagonal seat belt, you'll see there it's gripping it and keeping this nice and tight. And what we should always double check is that it's tight at the beginning of the seat belt. So if down here we can flick it and make a noise, we know we've got sufficient tension on the seat belt right from the beginning all the way around where the belt needs to go. And we should get into the habit of checking this tension every day that we load the child into the vehicle seat. Now with regards to the insert, we can use it say from birth. So positioning the insert back in place, just get the harnesses out of the way, reposition the insert back, getting the harness straps around the insert itself. Okay, so once we've got it positioned there, we're ready to install our first occupant. We can move these out of the sides to make easy access, and on the door side we must ensure that we activate the guard surround system. To make access easy for loading a child in, if we've got limited roof space in the vehicle, there is a little tip in which we can tip that underneath there to gain better access for loading the child. Once we've loaded the child, we would then meet the harness together, clip it into the buckle system and pull the slack up towards the child's shoulders. Keeping hold of the tension there allows us to easily tension the belt. Double check with 2 fingers flat on the shoulder that we've got just a little bit of movement over the shoulder. If we can make a loop, it's still too loose, in which so again further tighten the seat itself to make sure it's tight enough. Once we've done that, we must then remember of course to pop the belt back over the top of the guard surround system and we're ready for the road. As the child gradually grows, we have a 3-stage progressive insert. So this insert here, we would tend to use the head section and the entire insert till around about 6 to 9 months. Age is only a guide, so it does depend on the child's physical size. But there's 2 little press studs at the back of the insert that will allow the headrest to be removed. So around 6 to 9 months, the body section then could remain in, and as the child gradually grows, we can start to lift the headrest up to the different positions. So again, suitable for the varying sizes of children that we have. Removing the body insert will come out around about 9 months to a year. Sometime around there we'd remove the insert, and we can still utilise the wedge. So the point and purpose of the wedge is that that's helping to throw the child's body still further forwards to help while their neck isn't very strong. So it's helping to keep the child's head back within the side impact safety system itself, keeping them in both a comfortable and safe position. So around about 12 months to 15 months, that can be removed. Most important thing is the insert's used at least 6 months. All the other bits just depend on the child itself and their physical size. Thereafter, we can utilise the seat on its own, just using the harness system, and the growth will continue through until 18 kilograms. As we begin to lift the headrest up, you'll see we also have additional folds on the back section here, so we can unfurl those as the child grows to ensure we have sufficient comfort for the child as they're actually sitting there. So that's your rear facing. So I say get into the habit of daily checking that the belt is still tight at the beginning, because if somebody has untowardly unclipped the seat belt as you're standing at the edge of the vehicle, nothing else looks like it's changed. But if we're into the habit of checking it, we know straight away something disastrous has happened before we set off on the actual journey itself. So very important to get into that routine of daily checking the tension of the seat belt to ensure the seat is still correctly installed before we set off on our journey. Now, when we move this then from rear facing, so that's potentially around about 4 years old, we then hide the harness away. So the great thing with the Joie Verso is that we don't remove the safety system. So we can move that head fabric up out of the way to give us good access. We'll unclip the press stud at the back of each side. If we lengthen the harnesses to its maximum, it means we don't have a lot of belt here, so we can very easily and neatly hide that away for use in the booster seat mode. Now, harnesses, once we've unpressured that, as well as the waist buckles, the shoulder pads will go inside of the designated storage area. So very, very easy to hide away, like so. Crotch buckle will simply push through the seat cover, so it pops underneath. We have a really clever little storage compartment underneath here that will just lift the lid and drop the buckle straight into the storage compartment there. Once we've done that, we can of course repress the seat cover on the sides, like so, and drop the headrest fabric back down in position, dependent upon the size, whether we've got a fold made at the bottom there. Crotch buckle is now also utilised as an extra point of both comfort and safety. So now we're not using it with the harness system, we'll unvelcro that section, so now we can use it as an extra fourth point of contact that will both reduce abdominal load on the child as well as making it more comfortable and giving the child that point of familiarity that they had with the 5-point harness system. Because of course now we're feeding the seatbelt through, the lap belt we can place underneath there, straight over and clip into the buckle. As we've engaged the buckle, the diagonal seat belt will pop back where the red indicator is, and the diagonal belt will slide into the belt guide, ensuring it's dropped fully inside of the top section there. Give it a slight pull to ensure that we've got all the slack away from the door side and we're ready to go. Now the beauty with the Verso is it can be installed both just with the vehicle seatbelt as we've just done, or also using the ISO safe connection. Now the installation of the belt is exactly the same whether we've got it in upright or reclined position, etc. No difference at all, but it would just be repositioned on the vehicle seat itself and retensioned if we are adjusting the vehicle position with the child in there. Now the beauty of the ISO safe is with any booster seat just being restrained with the vehicle seat belt, if we are dropping a child off and driving off with the vehicle seat in the car, we have the potential of a very loose, very dangerous safety system that can come and injure other occupants in the vehicle. So if only using the vehicle seat belt, when we drop a child off, remember to fasten the seat belt back in to keep the other occupants safe in the car. So, as I say, the Verso can be used with the ISO safe connection. To use that, we will extend the lever at the front here, squeeze that lever and simply extend the ISO safe connectors to the maximum, allowing us then to connect into the vehicle's ISO fix points. At this point now, we must choose the desired recline position. As you can see in the upright, there's a bigger gap here. If we were installing it in upright, we'd fully retract it back at that point. So the top of the vehicle seat is in contact with the car seat. If we're choosing recline, bring the whole seat out, choose the desired recline position indicated by the red markings at the bottom, and then again ensure it's back against the vehicle seat as far as we can. For the door side, of course, again, make sure that we've got the guard surround safety system activated, and then we can simply install the vehicle seat belt exactly the same as we did if we were just using the vehicle seat belt on its own instead of using it combined with the ISOSafe connection system. Dropping the vehicle seat belts in place, diagonal seat belt back in the top, and we continue the use thereon all the way through till 12. We have a very innovative width expansion system. So as the child grows, the seat grows with them. So you can see the width expansion there. And at any point we feel is needed, we can remove the fourth point of contact and use the vehicle seatbelt just as a set 3-point system. So that will continue through. And of course the big beauty again with the ISOSafe is, as we drop the child off somewhere, we've then not got a loose projectile in the vehicle. It will remain nice and secure in the vehicle to keep both other occupants safe when there's no child there. We have little storage compartments on either side of the seat at the front for children's toys or food or anything else that they should desire to be kept in there. And so the product can be used from birth, as you can see, very, very comfortably all the way through to 12 years old. Thank you very much.